What's up, everyone? My name is Mike. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, I think we are good for sound, but if you could just let me know in the chat if you do get here, if we are good, while I try to figure this out on my phone just to make sure we are good. I would really appreciate it if you gave us a like. If you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, any questions, anything that you want to put it in the chat. I'd love to talk with anybody and everybody on this stream. Let's just double check that we've got sound. We got sound again. This is 3 times in a row I've been good at this. So that's always great to know that I'm actually doing something right here. Once again, thank you for joining us. Like this video if you... I just really appreciate it if you like it. Anything that you want to put in the chat, I'd love to chat with anybody and everybody that is here. Tito420, all good. Thank you so much for double checking that for me. It's always nice to know that I have this sound on because I've gone for a few minutes before without even knowing that. VeVe has been pretty quiet lately, which is really weird. And I figured something big was coming up. And sure enough, on Randy Chavez's stream yesterday, David Yu popped in. Randy Chavez had like a 30-hour stream, I think somebody was saying. And David Yu pops in and talks about how Monday, I believe, is going to be the one-of-one, the first one-of-one art auction on VeVe. So I'm sure they were preparing for that. She-Hulk comes out this week, so if I was guessing right, I'm sure Marvel has something in the works for She-Hulk. Perhaps a She-Hulk comic, perhaps a She-Hulk collectible. We still don't have a Daredevil FA, and Daredevil's going to be in that. From what I understand, a fairly prominent character in that. Being that She-Hulk's a lawyer, Daredevil, Matt Murdock's a lawyer, and we're going to get the Daredevil with the yellow costume, so that's going to be cool. I'm actually looking forward to that as I open my drink for my throat here. I'm actually really looking forward to She-Hulk, mostly for that particular reason, to see Daredevil suited up again. That's going to be amazing. Have you seen Daredevil? Has anybody seen Daredevil? At least the Netflix show. And I was actually really late to that. I tried a few times to try to get into it, giving it like 1 or 2 episodes. But I think last year I powered through all of it and I got really into it. It took me probably like at least half of the first season to really get into it. But once I got into it, it's a really, really good show. I liked it a lot. And so VeVe's one-of-one auction, that's going to be coming out on Monday. Of course, we got the artworks tab in the web app only, so that was kind of the mysterious thing that came out this week, and now we know why, of course. And I think what David Yu said in that stream was that they're hoping that every Monday kind of moving forward. Superstar Money is in the chat. Don't know if that's Joe or Rob, but let's go, Mike. Glad to catch a live stream. Superstar Money, I appreciate you being here. Glad to see you in the chat as well. Yeah, so the artworks every Monday, I think they're going to be trying. And I got some stars from Superstar Money. Oh, you're too kind there. And fellow Torontonians as well. So good to know that we've got more Torontonian VeVe collectors here. But one-of-one artworks, that's going to be really interesting to see how that blind bidding process goes and what that looks like for the platform. I am going to say right now that I am probably not going to go for a blind auction. I don't think I've got that kind of capital. I still have tons of collectibles that I want to be collecting on the platform yet, and I'm working my way to those for VeVe. Besides VeVe and besides what we were talking about, Hero also has their snapshot coming on. That should be this week, I think Thursday sometime. And I've got some packs to open. So I've got 5 packs. And what do I do? I think I'm going to open 3 today. And if I don't get a legendary, and actually the legendaries are going for pretty good right now. I think one's at like $800 in the market, which is better than the last drop. If I don't get a legendary, I'll probably sell the other 2. If I do get a legendary, I'm going to open the other 2, and I'm going to go complete the set for sure. Joe, thanks so much for joining. And Toronto VeVe meetup would be amazing. That would be a really cool thing to do. I don't know any other Toronto VeVe people, but I think that would be really cool to try to get something going. I'm going to actually try to, you just reminded me there, I'm going to actually try to get more onto Twitter. So if you are on Twitter, I'm not much of a Twitter person, to be honest. It's not a platform that I really like, to be honest. In my other businesses, I'm pretty big on Instagram. That's sort of my main medium there. But being that I think VeVe, a good place to be in to join in the conversation is Twitter. If you want to follow me, I'll put it in the chat as well. Of course, as always, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to be naming this channel for the long term. But for the short term, it is going to remain my VeVe collection. And if you catch me on Twitter, I'll put that on the chat. It doesn't even fit my VeVe collection, so it's VeVe collection, and that's in the chat if you want to join me on Twitter there. And I'm going to try to follow more people because I don't follow enough people. I've literally done nothing on that. I just wanted to make sure that I had something. So I'll start to maybe even tweet more as I kind of try to do what I'm doing here with whatever this is here. Tito 420 legendary, let's go. I am really hoping so. I have only hit 1 legendary in the HRO packs or hero packs. That's this one here. That's my Superman A2. Not a bad legendary to pull. The hybrids, I think I've opened what I'm going to be opening for the hybrids. I did get a Mythic Joker. Not an amazing mint. I think those have out of 1,000, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm somewhere in the 400s for that Mythic Joker. I still do have packs to open, but I think I'm just going to hold them. That would be 1 box of the mega boxes of the 24 packs, 1 of the 8-card pack premiums, and 1 of the 4-card pack premiums. I'm just going to hold those. I think I've pretty much made that decision to do that. I got quite a bit of packs here. Quite a bit of cards on my desk. Quite a bit of cards over in my boxes here. So I think I'm fairly happy. I think I've got the whole set. The whole set minus 3 cards. The Mythic Wonder Woman, the Mythic Batman, and the Legendary Joker. Now, I said from the beginning that I want both the physical and the digital of these if I'm going to complete the sets, so I probably will go ahead and buy the physical and digital for those. But like to get the corresponding ones, so make sure that I'm getting the physical, getting the digital. So also, obviously, if you know somebody that's selling those, I'd eventually, probably not right now, but eventually, definitely before the snapshot, be willing to get into getting those. VeVe moves this week. How did everyone do? I don't even remember what went off this week. Let me know in the chat if you made any big purchases, if you landed any big drops. I'm going to try to go back and try to remember what drops there even were, because it has been fairly quiet. We did get the Groot. Oh, AF15. We haven't talked about AF15. That dropped this week, so it hasn't been super quiet. AF15 I missed on, so my wife went for it, I went for it. I missed on both. I let the pressure get to me, and I went for timing, but when it hit 0 and I went for timing, I panicked and I started clicking it as fast as I could for some reason. I kind of had that, spam mentality mixed in with the timing mentality, and I just saw the buy now just like highlight, and it was obviously wasn't clicking. The pressure got to me, and I did not get it on the drop. My wife went the spamming route, and she did not get the drop. So AF15, and I didn't buy it in the aftermarket. I tried to, but obviously the floors were just frozen. I couldn't purchase anything, so that kind of sucked. And then it just hit to a point where I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and not get in on this, because I still think that we've got a long ways of a difficult market for VeVe, for NFTs, for crypto, for stocks in general. I think we've got a long recession, long inflation, or if not one, the other of those two. That's going to really affect the markets for the short term, but for a prolonged period here. So I'm not in any rush to make some moves that I'm going to regret later with that. So trying to be patient as much as possible with VeVe and mostly go for drops. I did not go for the I Am Groot drop. I did release a video on that, talking about why I wasn't going for it, talking about what could be coming down the pipeline for Marvel on VeVe for that. And I didn't make a price prediction, but I did say it would go below retail. But I also did say that I don't think it would sell out for hours. So I was wrong about that. It sold out almost immediately, I'm pretty sure, but I'm sure you could have got the drop. But I was right about it going below retail, which is currently sitting at right now. And I think that's the more important of the two, because you can get it below retail, currently at 45. It was holding pretty strongly between 47 and 49. Now it's at that 45 mark. I am, just waiting for things to settle out here. Still got my eyes on quite a few things that I want to collect. But like I said, not hoping to get into any FOMO. The Groot FA comic, I hit a rare, not an amazing mint, and a common and an uncommon. I'm pretty sure on that. So the rare, of course, going above retail. I don't think the common and uncommon are above retail, but they're not doing too bad as of yet. I think my wife hit something similar in terms of common, uncommon. Nothing more than a rare there. Tito 420. Oh no, I practiced my timing on all the comics and paid off at the end. Nice. What did you get? What was the AF15 that you got there? I don't know what happened. That's the first time that's happened to me. I always think that's probably the second time that's happened to me, because I knew that if you spam as soon as it goes down to 0, that it just keeps highlighting, it doesn't go through. But I think I just got in my head too much, and I was using that website that helps you kind of test how quickly you can click it after the 0, and I was getting pretty good at that, and then I just got in my head, and that kind of screwed me over there a little bit. But hey, what can you do? I had the problem with hitting too early on comics, but I improved. Nice. It's good to see. You get a 2, 3, 4, 5 uncommon. That's amazing. That's a great mint number. To at least visually, that's a really cool mint number. And you're diamond handing that all the way, Tito. I agree. Not financial advice, but if I hit one on the drop, I would not have sold. Just because, like, when you get, honestly, at this point in time, I find it hard to sell anything, especially when I hit them on the drop. Like, if I paid 20 gems for AF15, like, that's a long-term hold. I see no reason why to sell it. Will it come down in price from where it's at right now? I think it will, personally, but that doesn't mean that I'm right, and it doesn't mean that, people should go off and sell right now to be able to realize some sort of gain and try to get back into it at a lower price. I think the common hit as high as 800 and something. It's now at 750, so we're kind of already experiencing those that kind of got in at its height probably now panicking a little bit, maybe trying to realize their losses, get out now before it does, if they think it goes down any further than this. I do believe it'll go down further than this, but that's not financial advice. I think everything is more or less going to go down a little bit from here on out. So trying not to get too attached to anything, but also I've got nothing that I want to sell, unfortunately. I don't know how much I believe or how much you might believe having a single owner of a digital collectible is going to be important in the future. So I am holding a lot of things that I got on drop for that purpose, but I haven't kind of convinced myself that that's a major thing to be too concerned about, to be honest. Not that I've put a lot of thought into that, but I'd love to know your thoughts on that and on anything VeVe. Did you get any good drops? What was your week on VeVe like, especially with AF15? Very curious about how everybody did on AF15, because we did have that stream just before AF15 dropped, and that was a good timing, I guess, to have Sunday streams and to get a big Monday drop, to be able to talk about that beforehand. And I just love to know how everyone did kind of on that there. Talked about Groot, talked about the Groot comic. So that catches us up on VeVe, and we don't have much coming up on VeVe announced. So that's kind of all we got talking about with VeVe right now. And now we've got I can pull up my hero Green Lantern packs here. So I have already opened 4 packs, and you can see by the ones that I don't need how they don't have the need on top of it. So you can see that I've got this one at 145, 158, so quite a few commons, obviously. 160, 165. How is this showing up here? Fairly well. I think it's kind of cut off. Here we go. I'll shrink it down a bit. Then you see me a little bit. Let's kind of move this around. Maybe I can... No, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. And I don't know if there's any sensitive information up there, so I'm just gonna hold it like this and keep it like that. No. There we go. We'll just keep it like that for now. So we've got we've got these ones here, 4 commons, but commons are above that $1 mark, which is nice to see. So obviously people are liking this set a little bit more than previous, the Pride drop, and I do agree with that, because there is a less of a similar characters, the same characters popping up again and again, which is really nice to see, as well as the cards look really great. One thing that we did get, actually I'll cover this before I get into that. So I went through the commons, got a Atrocitus 220, so that's an uncommon, another uncommon. Let's see here. Got a superior, so superiors are going for decent, I guess. Couple superiors there. An epic, I did get an epic at $39.50. That's doing fairly well. That being said, it is the lowest ranking epic that I did get in terms of price in the aftermarket. Let's see what that's sitting at, what card I got. I guess I'll have to go into my cards to see. So I'll go back into my collection to be able to see what mint numbers I got for that. But one thing that they did is they burned all the packs. They only sold about a third of the packs. So you can see that we've only got 88 legendaries when there should be 150. Same with all of these. These are burned, and they should be at 500, I think. No, they should be more than 500, I think. These ones are 150. I can't remember what epics are at, but you can see that, you know, we've got a little bit more than half of the legendaries. So maybe about half the packs got sold by the time they burned. And so these legendaries are going to be worth quite a bit. 92 of these legendaries and 88 of the Sinestros. The Necron is going for a really good amount, even though it's got 4 more editions than the Sinestros. So seeing this all play out with Hero is really, really cool. As well as if you did get in on the drop, if you did purchase a pack, you actually get a special card that they airdropped. So they opened up a new thing for that here in the digital exclusive. So they've got the special edition cards, and we all got, whoever purchased got a Black Lantern Batman, and it looks really cool, and it is animated. So happy to get in on that. There's the animation, and I got a 290. It was based on the when you purchased a pack, I believe, and then I think the tiebreaker might have been how many packs you purchased. But I got a 290. Currently in the market to 26, so I'm right around that $31 range for that. Happy to see that. Lantern Core. So I want to see my edition for the Green Lantern, my Epic. Superiors, I'm not too worried about. I've got a 163, so not too bad. And even though they burned, there's still editions higher than the editions available. So there's 350 editions available, and they're somewhere in the 500s even still. So that's going to be a whole new thing. Like an A1 might not be recovered, an A2 might be, those could have been burnt. So that gets really, really interesting. 513. So I'm at 163. So maybe I'm around that $69 range, but what was actually sold in my range, 163. Yeah, maybe in that $65 range. So 165, I mean, right? No, $65. $65. That's all right. And like I said, I've got 5 packs, probably open 3 of them. And let's see, comments. Tito, best drop I got was Vader Mint 145. Wow, you did really well. Ultra rare. So you've done really well on the drops. Congratulations. That's quite incredible, actually. Tito, are you on Hero? I don't have a whole lot of time today. I've got quite a bit on my schedule here. So I do think I'll be opening these packs, deciding whether or not I'm going to finish the collection. I do want to see, put the comments away. I do want to see how much these packs are actually going for. $70. So if you purchase, this gets really interesting with Hero, being that if a drop doesn't sell out, they burn the packs, and now all of a sudden the packs go up in price. So now if you didn't think if the Lantern Core drop, if you didn't think it would have been worth it to purchase and then to sell in the aftermarket to be able to make up some money, this burn factor definitely makes these packs worth more than retail. $70, not a whole much more than retail. After fees with withdrawing, if you were to withdraw your money, you still might not make back. You probably will make back your money. What's that? $70. 10% to sell, so you would make $63. And then withdrawal, I think, is somewhere around that 10%, I think, as well. I actually don't even know what withdrawal is. And I don't want to go through the whole thing to be able to do that. But Yeah, you don't make back a whole lot on $70, but just something to think about in the future with Hero and with whatever you think their future drops. If they might not sell out, maybe the packs go up in price. I think of everything that I'm getting into with Hero with VeVe is all long-term stuff, so I'm not interested in withdrawing. So that, like, it hasn't even crossed my mind at all. I am lucky to be in that position to be able to do that and to be able to think this way. It definitely, if you need the money, there's nothing wrong with withdrawing at all. So don't think like I'm thinking that way at all. If you need the money, obviously it makes sense to cash out, withdraw. For me, this has always been a long-term play. You're on Hero, Tito, and you have 10 of the second drop that they did, 10 packs. Did you hold those and then you're just waiting? Because I believe that's the Superhuman Strength drop, and you're still above retail on that. Eventually, I want to go back and I want to complete the Batman Universe set as the first set that they did. Still waiting, like I am with VeVe, for prices to drop, because, as I said, I still think we're in for a longer term play with both of these platforms. And then I will purchase a pack back of the Batman Universe and just hold on to that. I did have a pack and then I sold it. I sold it to complete the Superhuman Strength drop because I got that Superman on one of my packs. So I sold it to be able to get the Bane legendary, to be able to get a little bit more money to be able to do that. So I did lose my Batman Universe pack, but I will go back and purchase another pack just to hold on to, as well as each of these drops. The Pride drop, the Lanterns, and Superhuman Strength. Just have one pack unopened for each of those, especially as those kind of dwindle down a bit here. And kind of see what's left on the market. Still quite a bit there. But who knows how many is actually still available, how many people actually have to do that. Now I'm getting a bit antsy here, and I do think I'm going to open a pack right now. Wish me luck. Lantern Core, like I said, I've got 5 packs. I'm going to open 3 on stream here and hope that I get a legendary. If I don't get a legendary, I'll probably sell 2 of the packs. If I do get a legendary, I'm going to open the other 2, and then I'm going to try to complete the set here. Maybe on stream, but maybe afterwards. The snapshot, I think, is this Thursday. It might be Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. So kind of right down to the wire here on this, and we're going to hit confirm to open a pack here. If you can actually hear that on the stream. All right, we've got a uncommon indigo, and we'll add cards to library 620. There we go, a 48. That's a better mint number. Uncommon Carol Ferris, and then a common 2,330. I think we're saving our luck for these next couple of packs. That wasn't a great pack at all. 2 uncommons, 1 common. I did get that 48 Carol Ferris, but I already own that. Just the mint number is probably a bit better. And I already owned the, what was that? That looks like a common. The indigo uncommon was the only one that I needed. So we're going to go ahead and open another here. Saving our luck, I'm sure, for this. Computer is struggling a bit here, I think. All right, we get a superior 1023. I know I already have him, and judging by this score, I think I have all 3 of these, which means we didn't get a legendary. But we did get another epic 41, so that's a good card to get. That's going to help my score at least, so that's really cool to see. I'm just seeing if we get the sound here really quickly. Oh, you do hear the sound. It's good to know that you hear the sound of the pack opening. So we got a good epic 41. That's going to help my score if I do go for the leaderboard. And then that card looks awesome. I really like the look of that card. 356, but I already own all 3 of these cards, which means we're down to 1 more pack before I even decide if I'm going to go and try to complete this. This is unfortunate. I own all 3 of them. Let's see what happens here with our final pack that I'm going to open, unless I get a legendary here. Drum roll. All right. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. 422 common, Star Sapphire Core, and an Indigo Tribe. All commons. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Maybe they're just saving my luck in those final 2 packs. This is where it gets really difficult. Because 3 commons in 1 pack, that hurts. They've got to be saving my luck here. Oh, and I've got 2 packs. Now this is where I get antsy, and I think maybe I should open them. Because that wasn't that great. But out of all of that, I did get a number 48 epic. Sorry, a number 41. And on the market, that gives me a score of 74. That puts me right around here. But has that sold? No, but that's actually pretty good. I can't be too disappointed. I'm probably in that, more so in that $200 range. 48, 82 went for 100. No, I'm probably closer to that one, if anything, 120. If something like this went for 140, we are getting closer to the snapshot. So maybe I might be able to get 120 out of this guy, which isn't bad. Worst case scenario, I sell that. Be interesting to see where I am on this leaderboard. Global 2022 season. Well, not that I think I'm anywhere in that top 150, but I should see. Oh, I'm not even going to be close. No, not even going to be close. These are actually higher scores than I actually imagined. Yeah, so I think the top 150 gets the leaderboard. So I'd have to be 990 and above. And that goes up dramatically as we get closer to the snapshot. Typically, I think I need to be like in the 1100s or something. And I am... Well, I don't even... How do I see my score just for 1 drop? I don't even know how to do that. But it's safe to say I'm nowhere near it with the cards that I have. So what do you think? Do I sell the final 2 packs, or do I open 1 more and hope that my luck pays off? Because that 3 common pack, that hurts. That hurts something mighty. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys and gals think? Do I settle with what I've got there? That, let's see here. Fred says, I noticed that Cogsworth and Lumiere, Golden Moments, is now below retail. Those are 2 that I'm going to be purchasing and loading up on. At least Golden Moments. Like, Golden Moments are something that's been on my radar that I'm just waiting for the right time. I I did put in more money for AF-15. Not necessarily for AF-15 at that time, more so to purchase things that have gone down in the market, and that paid off a little, a decent amount. But then things went even at least down to where I purchased them at, or sometimes even down further. So yeah, I did put in a little bit more money, not much. I think it was like $250, and that's all gone. My problem is once I put money in, it's gone. Like I'm looking at the market and I purchase things. So I'm trying to keep money off the platform so that I don't go ahead and sell or buy things right away in the platform, because I really struggle with having gems in my wallet. Those are typically gone as soon as I can possibly do that. Zach asks, what are these packs? What is this? This is Hero. It's called HRO, and it is HRO.GG. They have a license with DC, and they have a hybrid series. So I actually have some hybrid cards. And on the back of these, I'm not going to show you because you can actually scan them in, and you get the digital NFT of them. So this card has a, let's see here, has a mint number there. This one is a 36, A36. And then I scan it in, and you get the actual digital version of that card. So you can get the digital NFT A36 of that specific card. And as you can see, I got tons and tons of these on my desk. Those aren't the best looking ones. Those are just kind of, if you haven't heard of Hero before, I love Hero. I love the card collecting aspect. I'll show you a little bit more of the cards and how they look. Like, that's a great looking card. And so you get the physical as well as the digital exclusive of those, but they also have digital exclusive sets. So every, I think 6 weeks, they release a digital exclusive. They initially dropped the Batman universe set. So I'll pull that up so that you can actually see that. So they initially dropped the Batman universe digital exclusive, and then the Superhuman Strength, which featured Superhuman Strength superheroes, supervillains, I think, as well. And then a DC Pride drop. And then now this one is the Lantern Corps. So the cards look amazing. The digital cards as well. Just to show you some of the... So this is the Chapter 1. This is the hybrid set. So you can see that these are actual physical cards as well as digital cards. So what you see here is digital. I actually own... I won't get into that. But so some more comic book iterations of these other characters. The cards, I think, in my opinion, just look really, really good. The commons, what was I going to show? So you can get some comic book ones. This is a really popular one, the Actions Comics 1 common. And then some really great, really rare cards out of 1,000. So I did get the Joker. I don't have the Batman or Wonder Woman. And then inside of that set, you also get the limited edition. No, not the limited edition. What are these? Ah, these are the ones that they dropped with Comic-Con. I haven't looked at that yet. I'm going to have to come back to that. But for this Chapter 1 set, this is the hybrids. You also get the Batman. These ones I don't like as much. Those look good. Those look good. But it's the screen grabs from the movie and stuff that I'm not a big fan of. I never have been a big fan of screen grab digital cards, or sorry, cards in general when I was a kid growing up. But it's more so that Chapter 1, the base set, and then the digital exclusive. Of course, you got many different, like the Batman universe was the first set. Looks great. Incredible. And then they had the Superhuman Strength set, which is the one that I collected. Looks great. and then DC Pride, and now they're on Lantern Corps. So that's Hero in a nutshell. And you think Mythic cards for Lantern are going to be expensive. Now, I think the Mythic, you're referring to the leaderboard and the leaderboard in the set completion, I'm sure you're referring to, because the ones in the packs are legendaries. Do I think the Mythics are going to be worth much? To be honest, I don't look at that in general. So I do have 2 Mythics because I got on the leaderboard for the Superhuman Strength and the set completion. So the Aquaman was the set completion for that set. I got A78, which means I was the 78th person to complete that set. Very much near the end there. And I'm really surprised at where this is sitting. So honestly, I think it would be slightly below what these are sitting at currently. So do I think it's going to be worth much? Maybe sub 1,000. Like I might be able to get sub 1,000 for mine right now if I sold it. Maybe a little bit more because it looks like it's gone up a little bit. But do I think they're going to be worth in excess of 1,000? I don't think so. Not if Aquaman is. This is an edition out of 150, so this was the leaderboard, so twice the amount of editions as the set completion, the Aquaman, almost. And not as much. So 277. And these are actually selling at this amount. So I got number 50. Maybe I'm in that $300 range based on what is sold. So it does look like set completion is worth less than the leaderboard. And I'm sure that's true with the Riddler and the Batman from the first set, especially since the Batman only has 55. So that would have been the set completion. And wow. Okay, 1,000. I read that as 1,199. I was about to open up my wallet to purchase that if it was there. But yeah, 1,200. That's a good deal. Yeah, if it was at 1,199, I probably would have bought that right here and right now. And so like you can see, the leaderboard, you don't get as much for them. In this case, more so because Aquaman, I think, in my opinion, is a more recognizable name than Wonder Girl. Plus, there's less editions of them. Same thing here with the Batman, less editions than the Riddler. Batman is obviously more popular than the Riddler. And I haven't seen what these are going for. So we've got the leaderboard, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. And Batman would be Batwoman would be set completion. And set completion, Batwoman is at 370 for 23 mint. Wow. So obviously this Pride drop did not do so well when you're looking at it in the aftermarket, and I just wasn't a big fan. So this remains consistent, just below kind of where that Batwoman is. So I think it's going to be sub 1,000 if you're talking about mythics for the leaderboard and set completion when you're getting into those. And if I can pull those up while I'm here, I might as well. Do we get to see that just yet? No, it's not here. On their Twitter, they have, or actually I think it's here too, they have what the mythics are going to look like. But they don't have it here. But on their Twitter, they show what the mythics are going to look like. And they do look cool, and they do look good. And it's actually, off the top of my head, it's the Green Lantern team up with the Yellow Lantern team up, I think. Don't quote me on that. And they look like they're combating each other. So they actually like are jumping at each other, and you put the cards together, it looks like they're about to get into combat. So it does look really, really cool, the two mythics for this set. And not to mention that the cards look really, really cool. So like I'm not a big fan of Green Lantern. I just didn't know too much about Green Lantern growing up, so not something that comes on my radar so much. But the set looks really cool. The cards look really cool, and I couldn't say the same thing for that DC Pride drop. There was just too many repeated characters. I wasn't too much of a fan, so I didn't even try to go for that set. I didn't even open a pack. This is a little bit different with this Green Lantern set, and I think the Mythics will be that sub 1000. The leaderboard will probably be closer to that 500, but I do think they'll do better than that DC Pride drop. And Zach, very cool, thank you. Gonna check them out. Amazing, very helpful, thanks. It is only available in 4 regions, so it is only available in the States, Brazil, UK, in India. Those are the 4 regions that it's only available in currently. I haven't heard about them expanding just yet, like any news on that, unfortunately, which is unfortunate. I would like to see it in more areas to be available, and they haven't really talked too much about that. Crazy Dave, thank you so much for joining us and for being here. You were the one that actually asked about the Mythic cards, so thank you. And you say, I think I completed set like 35th for the Green Lantern Corps. You're currently at 42. Excited to get both Mythics. This is your first set. Incredible. Did you get one of the legendaries in one of your packs that you opened? You know what? I think I'm going to open one more pack here just for the heck of it before I get off stream. So please do wish me luck. We're looking for a legendary here, and we're confirming this open. Excuse my computer. It is very struggling right now. I'm even frozen. I don't even know if you can hear me right now. But here we go. That pack is opening slowly. I hope you can still hear me. This is really hurting my computer. And it doesn't look good. We've got an uncommon 1381. We've got an uncommon 1003. And we got a common. Oh, that leaves me with one more pack, and we might as well open it. Why not? This typically happens to me. It's very difficult for me to not go ahead and open these things. I did get that one good epic card at mint number 41. Worst case scenario, I sell that for 120. That covers these 2 packs that I would have sold for 70 bucks each. So we're right around that 140 range that I would have got for these 2 packs anyways. So I can't complain too much. Might as well open these last 2 packs. And here is this one slowly. Maybe it's taking so long because we got a legendary. And it's not looking good. Uncommon 702. Uncommon 783. And a common 2077. And that's all it is for me with this set. It looks like I'll be selling some cards here. Looks like I'll be listing my low mint epic. That's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to trying to complete another set here. My Green Lantern Sinestro number 1. That's my number 41. I do have a number 163 as well. So between those two, I might be able to get $200 back. And so that's... that doesn't hurt as much. I will be going through all my other cards that I got as well to see if I have any other low digits that will fetch me a good amount. And I don't know if you want to stay with me as I do this here. But I do have a superior. I think I've got a couple of 180, 1023. What would 180 get me in the market? Maybe 25 bucks. Yeah, probably around that $25 range. And a $2.95, that's not great, but this is where it's really interesting. There's 696 editions because they got burned, but we're seeing like 1,148 mints. Like this gets really interesting when they burn packs. A $2.95 puts me at maybe $15, so not great. And I don't remember seeing any more low mints that I got. So maybe I get 250 bucks back. I halved my money. No, I spent 450. If I'm lucky, maybe I get 300 back. So unfortunate that I don't try to go and complete that set, but I will try to get as much as I can for that low mint number 41 Green Lantern / Sinestro number 1. As I close out here, I think we're getting close to the end of the stream here. I really do appreciate you joining us, leaving things in the chat. I really do appreciate that. Like this video if you found anything in this entertaining, helpful, fun. I do just appreciate you being here and joining in the conversation with me, leaving things in the chat. Afterwards, if you leave comments in the comment section, if you catch this after I was streaming, I really do appreciate that. We're going to stream every Sunday here for at least around an hour or so. Today's a little bit of an exception. I do have quite a bit of things that I need to accomplish today. So that puts me at a little bit of a shorter stream. And if nobody else has anything else to ask in the Crazy Dave says, I got lucky and got both legendaries with packs. Incredible. I bought about 5 packs total. And wow, 2 legendaries and 5 packs total. Incredible. That's a very, very good luck there. That's amazing, especially since those legendaries are actually going for quite a bit in the market. I think one of them's at 800. So this drop in terms of that did really well as in terms of burning. And then it comes down to question, like, do I even sell what I opened? Because they are such low mints in terms of the additions that got burned. So that makes like what's a typical, and bear with me here. I'll get my face off the screen so you don't have to put up with that. What is a typical legendary? Let's see here. Let's go back to, let's say, superhuman strength. What's a typical legendary edition number? Edition out of 150. And then the epics are 600. So they have the editions. I think we talked about that already. And so that makes it so much more valuable with all these. Typical legendary is 150. And so I've got a number 41 epic. This one right here. And it's out of 350. So that comes close to being more so like a legendary. Not quite, like still double the amount of a typical legendary. But so maybe half the value of a legend. I don't know. But do I hold this long term? This set does look really cool. Will Green Lantern be getting a reboot? Who knows? So lots to think about there. I do think I will sell it though, to try to get back to try to see what that next drop is going to be and probably get something that I'm more interested in, I think. Because that's also important for me for NFTs as well, that I am able to get something that I'm actually interested in collecting what I'm interested in. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you for leaving things in the chat. Thank you for leaving anything in the comments if you catch this afterwards, as well as everyone that tuned in here, joined me throughout all this. I really do appreciate that. I do love that we can have this conversation here on a Sunday. Like this video if you found it helpful for whatever reason, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching.